All right, y'all. I was gonna have Blue Pill on as a guest, and somehow I sent the link, and they're not letting him do it. So um, I might have to get his contact information of some sort to where I can do it that way. Because the link part, they're not letting do it. They're not letting us do it. See, that's crazy. Every time you hit the link, it says you can't join. On my end, it says waiting for guests. So obviously they didn't want this shit to happen. So we're gonna do the collabo on another day, Blue Pill. We're gonna think of another topic and um do the joint thing on another day. I might have to get some type of info, contact info or Instagram or something. I don't know. But because the only options they gave me is like text messages and shit like that. I'm like, to join. Like, all right, but I'm gonna continue on and do it solo. It's gonna be quick because Blue Pill ain't here, so we're gonna break down. I'm break down. Everybody don't go nowhere because I got some very interesting information um on here. It says waiting for guests, and you can see I can see a black spot. All right, bet then. On my screen is me on the top, and on the bottom is supposed to be Blue Pill, but it's blacked out. So I'm working on a half screen. So okay, so let me just go ahead and just run it since everybody here and coming back or whatever. So the how I was gonna do this, I was gonna we was gonna talk about the how Hunger Games are related. Like we are living in a true movie, a real life movie called The Hunger Games, because um, how everything is a game or a fight to survive. It's not a game to us, but it's a game to somebody, obviously, right? To where we compete for food. Now, listen to this. Now I have this on the internet. I pulled up about humans competition, about human competition. Now, listen to this. I'm about to read it. It says humans compete for jobs, promotions, income, status, and many other scarce goods, aka food. Um, just listen to that. We have humans competing for jobs, promotions, income, status, income, promotions, jobs. Bro, we compete over everything in life. Okay? We compete. Why do humans compete so much? What is the number one reason why we compete so much? The fear of going without, right? If you look at how a job is set up, it's set up in a way, it's set up in a way where you are competing against your employer, not employer, employee, to even just keep your job, right? So what happens when you have a sense that somebody's competing against you for your position at a job where it's the sole corner piece of your whole operation, your house, your car note, everything is tied to this one job, and you got somebody competing against you to wipe you out of position for your job and lose everything you own. That is very serious shit. If you don't even want to compete, you will have to compete to get rid of this person that's trying to destroy your whole livelihood. So we are forced to consume and we are forced to compete, right? I don't care how good of a person you may call yourself, but if it's limited resources, you will compete for those resources. Why is that? Why do we have to compete for resources like that? Hmm? This thing says competition over scarce goods is a central element of human life. It says it right there. Even they know that we compete for food and to live. Competition of scarce goods is the central element of human life. So we were created to do this. Students compete for the best grades. Remember, you start competing as a kid. Students compete for the best grades. Job seekers compete for vacancies. Academics, you compete for grants. Companies compete for market share. Bottom line, we compete for food and resources and everything I just named. So if what do you call that? I would ask Blue Pill that, like, what would you how do you how do you feel about that? I know he probably would say, well, it's what I'm saying right now, because you don't need me to tell you that to know that you compete, because you know we all compete. Um, Even animals compete. They compete. We are an intelligent animal, and we compete. And lower animals, insects, any type of what would you call that? Um, Ram. You compete. You compete for girlfriends and boyfriends. You compete for parking spots. You compete for positioning on the road. You're competing for best dressed of everybody that lives on your block. You're competing who got the best car on your block, the best house on your block. From young to old, you are competing to every day when you die. That is a real life Hunger Games. Real life Hunger Games. Art imitate real life, not real life imitating art. They get these movies from real life. Have a little twist in there, maybe. Okay. A rat race. You competing, rats even compete against each other. Now, who are responsible for us competing like this? You will say, a slave will say, we're competing like this because humans are stupid, or they will blame humans, right? It's always your fault. Because remember, you got to stay in guilt, right? Guilt. Humans fought for being this way. How is it your fault for competing? It's limited resources. Now, if it was resources for everybody to have access to, it wouldn't be no competition. So the Hunger Games is mocking you. Now check this out. I'm about to read to you. I was gonna read this to Blue Pill and get his take on it, because he didn't know about this part of you know. Now I included Bible verses. I'm about to read to you in the Bible, from the Bible, the Bible. I don't know who's that in the comments, but the in the Bible they are discussing work. Now look what the Bible says about work. Now people come, they don't come to me. They come to on the internet. They might shoot their shot or whatever of knowledge they think they have, right? And I know they are ignorant because I read it, and going off of your responses, and I know that you didn't read it. And if it's even more embarrassing if you did read it and you didn't get it. So tell me you didn't read it versus you told me you read it. Cause if you read it and you ain't get this shit, you got to be literally retarded. So in the first testament, now these are verses from the first testament and New Testament. Here go one from the Old Testament. It's right here. Ecclesiastes. I did not say that correctly. This is a verse, a passage in the First Testament. Uh, I mean, a chapter out of the First Testament called Ecclesiastes. It's hard to say that word. Chapter 2, verse 22 to 25. It says, what has a man from all the toil and striving of heart with which he toils beneath the sun? Already came prepared. Let's look at the definition of toil. Hold on. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Right here. The definition of toil means work extremely. I mean, extremely hard or insanely. That's crazy. That's what toil means. Toil. Work extremely hard. Let's go back to this. Work extremely hard, right? I'm about to read it over again. What has a man from all the toil, work extremely hard, and striving of heart with which he works extremely hard beneath the sun? Okay. Just a little simple shit. I just wanted to break out, tell you the definition of toil, right? For all his days are full of sorrow. This is in the Bible. For all his days, for him working under the sun of toil, working extremely hard, for all his days are full of sorrow. Ain't that you? And his work is a vexation. I already got you covered. We're gonna look at the word vexation. Vexation is both something that causes annoyance and the state of mind that results from being annoyed. Let's go back to the verses and read it over again. For all his days are full of sorrow, and his work is a vexation. For all his days are full of sorrow, and his work is a annoyance. Don't you get annoyed at work? Don't you get annoyed at work? So you think he's pointing out something to a particular person? This Bible is talking about You, us, everybody. It says for all his days, which is all of us. When he said his or hers, which they say his a lot, I never heard them say her. When they say his days or his or that, they mean just remember they talking about us, you. So for all our days, so when he said his days, I'm gonna say our. For all our days are full of sorrow. Now, don't it make sense? Don't it have a little click in there when I put the word our in there? For all his days are for all our days are full of sorrow, and our work is an annoyance. Even in the night, his heart does not rest. This is also vanity. Oh, really? You blaming humans now? This is vanity? I mean, he's forced to consume. He has to work like this and be annoyed. Then you call him he has vanity? There is nothing better for a person that he should repeat that, my bad. There is nothing better for a person that there is nothing better for a person than that he should eat and drink and find enjoyment in his toil. Let me go read you the definition of toil again. Work extremely hard. You go back. There's nothing better for a person than that he should eat and drink and find enjoyment in him working extremely hard. So you in the Bible, it tells us that we're going to work extremely hard and you should find enjoyment of that. That's psychologically telling you that you must be a slave and compete in the Hunger Games. Man, let me fuck this damn phone up because I ain't going for it this time. I ain't going for it this time. Let me put this They don't got the big USB part. All right. We're gonna do it like this then. Should I go over top or at the bottom? Okay. This thing, I'll put this on my lap. I don't care. We're good. Now, in the Bible, in the Bible, in the Bible, in the Bible. Now we will talk more since I'm doing it by myself. I'm gonna go more in depth of pointing this out in the Bible. Since Blue Pill didn't know that I was gonna come with that. But I was gonna direct it like and ask him after you know what I'm saying, I read it, what do you think about it, what his take on it. But look at this though. Now, your God, this is in the First Testament. Now they changed the First Testament because I told you before the Bible is an instruction guide for the slave masters on how they treat their slaves. It's an instruction manual. The New Testament, they scratched out the slave master because they don't need it no more. They don't fit the time. They have slave masters, but they're not called slave masters. They call your boss at work. So they made it more for the enslavement of brainwashing of the people, which all of it is brainwashing, but they cater it more to the people. The First Testament was an instruction guide catered to the slave masters. Okay, so that's why the First Testament was so harsh, like I just read right here, that God, there is nothing better for a person to eat and drink and find enjoyment in his toil. So basically, that's what slaves only have, to eat good. That's the only enjoyment slaves have if they got a good entree for that day. If the slave master feeling like he feeling good that day, they eat a little better. Might eat some gourmet shit or whatever. But anyway, your God looks at you like you are a fucking peasant, thinking you should just be happy for something to eat and drink and find enjoyment in your motherfucking uh working extremely hard. They ain't say working hard. It says extremely hard, my dog. Extremely hard. That is some fucking harsh words. Those are extremely harsh words. When somebody tell you work extremely hard, I got more. See, watch this. Okay, I'm about to reread it and read a little bit more that comes after that. There's nothing better for a person than he. There is nothing better for a person than eating and drinking and finding enjoyment in his toil, meaning work extremely hard. This also I saw is from the hand of God. Apart from him, who can eat or who can have enjoyment? Let me read that again. There is nothing better for a person than eating and drinking and finding enjoyment in his toil. This also I saw is from the hand of God. For apart from him, who can eat or who can have enjoyment? So basically, it's talking about the slaves thinking that food and drinking is your blessing and something so small you're supposed to do already, right? If you forcing me to consume, that means that you can find enjoyment in eating and in using this as on a little level. Like you should just be happy to just eat a good meal and that's it. So that's fucking slave talk. Then they say God chooses who can eat or who can have enjoyment. So this man is starving people and and then that's why I'm saying the life is rigged factor about the force to consume factor. The force of consumption. Who is this agent in my some chat AI box, man, going ham in my comment. But so he chooses who can eat and have enjoyment. Who's eating and who's not eating? Of course, on the planet where you are forced to consume, eating will be an enjoyment, right? If you can eat anything you want, have anything that you can desire to eat, and you can get your hands on that, that will be a sense of enjoyment, but not the overall enjoyment like they're trying to put it. Like that's all you are worth. All your enjoyment is eating a good fucking meal, like you're a a a, a peasant. Okay, let me go down some more. This is in the New Testament. This is in Palms, chapter 90, verse 16 and 17. And it says, let your work be shown to your servants, and your glorious power to their children. So God is telling the slave master to be glorious to the slave children because you're reconditioning them to be slaves after their parents are washed up and used up. The kids are important to be slaves because that's the future. They got to keep having that future locked in so they can stay on top. So that is some strong, harsh words from your God. Let me read it over again. Let your work be shown to your servants and your glorious power to their children. Let the favor of the Lord, our God, be upon us. They use God for slavery. That's what I'm saying. You worshiping the God. They were saying Jesus saves while they was putting you on shackles. We was already here. They put the shackles on you. They ain't put the shackles on you and shipped you from Africa to here. We already migrated over here. We was already over here from Africa many, many years. So when they got here, they just captivated us, captured us on our own land and put the chains on us on our own land. You know what I'm saying? So it had the nerve to say, "Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us." Huh? The fuck? Well, that's what's happening because I can see clearly that's what's going on here. But it's kind of bold how you put this shit in here like this. Gotta have nuts to do this shit, man, and not get touched. Like, Nick, man, are y'all serious? Y'all don't see it yet? You don't see that you are Neo in the Matrix, my dog? And that's what type of shit what you gotta do to succeed this place? Can't be a human and succeed this place. That's speaking over a lot of people's heads. You can't be human. We talking about consciously now. We talking about consciously now. When you go into your higher self and you're activating on a higher conscious level, you're not a human anymore. A human is the 666 beast, flesh. Remember? Y'all linked all of the flesh things we do, we're forced to do. We got no other way. We got no other way to do it because we are flesh, right? So they plan a word playing this and playing. It's a psychological fuck job, man. You know, no wonder the world crazy. Look at this fuck job religion shit they got everybody on. Got people believing in stuff that deep down they know it ain't true, but they do it to satisfy others. That's a lot of that going on. What type of life? How can you fake living with somebody else? I can't. I don't get people. They be faking. You know. Let me continue. Okay. All right. Let's go down. Look at this shit. How they promoting. I told you they link slavery and the religion together. The slavery came first, and it came with the religion. They put all the books together, came out with the Bible right after slavery. So slavery kicked off 5, 6 years later. The Bible kicked off. And you look, you open it up, and you're like, well, wouldn't you know? Slavery verses in there telling motherfuckers how to be a better slave master. It ain't coincidence. Okay. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 to 24. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. Now, she gassing me up to work hard for the Lord, knowing that I'm a slave, working hard and never getting nowhere. So you want me to work hard for you now and not for men? But man is in my face with a whip telling me to work hard. It's a psychological job. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. How's you serving the Lord Christ if you work hard on a physical planet? Do that make like are you spiritually going per se, or you just working hard on a place that you don't need to work hard for because this place ain't fucking real? It's just that you're working hard to give your energy to a God that's greedy and eating your fucking energy. It fits that more than what you think is it fits. Cause that shit you say it fit, it don't fit none of that shit. It don't fit at all. It sounds good, but when you try to make it fit in real life, the shit don't fit. It's like fairy tale shit. It's a lot of gray area in your fucking decisions. I mean, in your debates. when you get caught up in that, you say, so, and, or whatever. It don't matter. No, you say, it don't matter. It don't matter. Nah, bro, you can't run off on that. That whatever. You got to prove it. You got to make it make sense. You can't say whatever when you get stuck in something. You can't explain. You say whatever, or it doesn't matter, or you just make up some shit that it don't mean this. It mean no, 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 no. Read the word as they say and as they mean. That's what they mean. Okay, so the first servitude practiced in the first century was seldom in keeping with God's will. Of course, he's a slave master. God's a slave master. It says it right here. The kind of servitude practiced in the first century was seldom in keeping with God's will. The scripture regulates the institution without commending it. And the evil of trafficking in human beings is condemned in the New Testament. So the Old Testament, there was in agreement of human trafficking. This is in the Bible. Human trafficking been going on since the Bible days, man. Human trafficking is in the Bible. It was okay in the First Testament, and in the New Testament, it wasn't okay. How's that contradicting yourself? You come with a book and you bring another book out, and it's come on, bro. It's suspect that you came out with a New Testament anyway. Y'all so well, people were so stupid that they couldn't understand why they deleted the Old Testament and came out with a new one. People got all types of explanations, but does it logically make sense? I thought he don't make mistakes. All this shit, good shit. They just cooking up anything and throwing at you. You just eating it up and making yourself you mentally ill. Let's face it. I don't care. I'm not gonna baby you. If you think like that, you're mentally ill, baby. Go get help. Quick. Become a supreme being. Stop being a human and being a slave and listen to this and believe in this shit. Okay? Alright, let's move on. Now, they have a chapter in the Old Testament called the Philippines with two P's. Yeah. I think it might say it backwards. But anyway, it says Philippines, chapter 2, verse 12 through 14. 14 through 16. It says, do all things. Exactly. Thank you. Now, the Philippines in the Old Testament, it says, chapter 2, verse 14 and 16, giving you receipts, my dog, my doggy doggies. My doggy doggies. Listen up to this part right here, buddy. I can really feel go this shit. I can feel go this shit with my eyes closed, but you know what? I walk with it slow because I know people is slow. Thanks, bro. We gonna get down. We gonna get down, bro. I'm gonna set it up to where, you know what I'm saying, you might have to give me some type of information to where I can hit it on my phone because they acting stupid, acting like I can't send it to nobody else on YouTube, but I did through the comments. I found the way to do that and they still stopped it. So, wow, man. All right, bet. I'm gonna join it. Um, I'm gonna be about at least 20 more minutes on here. So I ain't gonna be all that long because, it was supposed to be a joint one. So I just did it because people was, waiting for it or whatever. I wanted to do something. I had to get this off the chest. So check this out right here, man. This is like, wow, man. Check this out, y'all. Philippines, right? The Philippines, verse chapter 2, verse 14 through 16. It says, listen to this. This is in the Old Testament, right? It says, do all things without grumbling or disputing. No, no, no. It has to be a limit. Now, you can't tell me to do all things without grumbling or disputing. Hmm? God? You mean as in relating to people who are over me and controlled over me or something? Like, you want me to do all things without grumbling and disputing? This is slave training. This is this is a training guide. The First Testament was for the slave masters, an instruction manual for the slave masters to go by. Let me read this to you again. Philippines in the Old Testament, Philippines chapter 2, verse 14 to 16, it says, "Do all things without grumbling, disputing, that you may be blameless and innocent children of God without blemish in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation, among whom you shine as light in the world, holding fast to the world of life, so that in the day of Christ I may be proud that I did not run in vain or do labor in vain." Wow, how in the hell you put so much emphasis on labor? Not run in vain, die in vain. He said labor in vain. That is fucking blowing my mind right now. How obvious they put this out here, and people can't catch it. Christ may be proud that you don't run in vain or do or have labor in vain. They don't even want you to even have labor in vain. He's putting so much emphasis on labor because we are in a Hunger Games slavery system. Okay, so I'm gonna go run through a couple of more for you. Hmm. Okay, listen to this. This is a lot of this is some echoes I heard along growing up from people. Thessal- Thessalonians, Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10 through 12. You don't recognize these because this is from the Old Testament. Okay. It says, "For even when we were with you, we would give you this command." For even when we were with you, somebody was with him, like somebody that was over him. Even when we were with you, we talking about you. They talking about you. The slave master is talking about you. Even when we were with you, we would give you this command. If anyone is not willing to work, yes, it does says the word work. If anyone is not willing to work, not saying are you a good person, you give good, you do good deeds. Can I get some more likes? If you get some good deeds, it says, if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. Now let that soak in for a minute. We say this generally all the time, and we know that if you don't work, you don't eat. But to see this in the Bible and saying and let him tell you this, it shows so much emphasis on the word work and how he's connected with slavery and the Hunger Games. Okay? If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. For we hear that some among you walk in idleness, meaning in idle mode, meaning in standing still, not moving, not busy at work, but busybodies. So he's mad at people being busybodies, doing whatever, but not busy at work. So he's angry that you're not busy at work, but you're a busybody. This is all about work and slavery. I broke it down in other videos how this is a slave planet. Okay, this is coming from a religion that hundreds and thousands and millions of people follow, right? And it says, not busy at work, but busybodies. Now, such persons we command and encourage in the Lord Jesus Christ to do their work. I gotta pause. I gotta pause. I gotta reread this again, man. Listen up. In the same verse. Now, such person. Okay, let me read the whole thing, man. At the end, pay attention. For even when we were with you, we will give you this command. If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. For we hear that some among you walk in idleness, not busy at work, but busybodies. Now, such persons we command and encourage in the Lord Jesus Christ to do their work quietly and to earn their own living. Why do you have to earn your living on a free planet if the Lord is not a slave master? Exactly, Blue Pill. Exactly. Now, I'm just wondering, this is God telling you to be slaves to the slave masters and to do your work quietly and to earn your living. You have to earn your living on this planet that's supposed to be free. How do you earn a living on a planet and consciously grow? You're too busy earning a living. Look how much work takes up our day. You don't have no time for nothing else because you're so tired. You know? So this is so like in your face. This is out the Old Testament. This is why they had to change the Old Testament. Because the conscious levels were growing. And that Old Testament was about to get picked apart. So they did the switcheroo so you won't pick it apart. Took it out of population to where they was going door to door offering you to take your motherfucking Old Testament and give you a new one. Huh? The fuck? What? What? The same thing they did when they came to collect your gold and give you, exchange it with worthless paper dollar bills. They did the same thing. They walked no door to door. We're here to collect the gold in trade of dollar bills. They give you a little bit more dollar bills just so you can come out that gold because they wanted it gold, right? Motherfuckers giving up their gold like here. Well, they did that with the Old Testament and the New Testament. They had preachers all across the land. They're telling everybody to throw away or put up their Old Testament because it's all about the New Testament. What a mind fuck. You going you're on a wave and somebody just comes like, no, we on another wave. Fuck this wave. Well, you've been doing this all your life. Exactly. We're supposed to be sovereign. How is this a sovereign? They be swearing up and down it's a sovereign place, right? They trying to, gas you up like, okay, we're sovereign. No, we're not. How you be The Bible don't even look at people as sovereign. They look at you as a slave. I'm knocking these verses down and it looks like slavery to me, not no sovereign at all. They do it in plain sight, man. This shit it was so easy to find this. You can find it everywhere. People are just like this. To the level that is laughable. I'm telling you, we are already living the zombie apocalypse. Obviously, right? Just look. He's telling you this in the book. Like, he's telling you to do your work quietly, to work extremely hard and to do your work quietly and earn your living. Huh? Do that sound like a sovereign nation to you? You already know it ain't sovereign. If they had slavery and everything, and how they was just going around, you know this place ain't sovereign. You got to be like retarded or something. Okay, I got a couple of them on hold tight. About 10 more minutes, y'all. This is in the New Testament. I couldn't leave until I get some out the New Testament. This the New Testament. This is a verse out the New Testament, y'all. Deuteronomy, right? Anybody know about that, right? Chapter 5, verse 13 through 15. Receipts. Got the receipts right there. It's in plain sight. You can open up and find it right there. Like it'll hit you on the head. Okay. Thanks, Blue Pill. 6 days. Now this is in Deuteronomy, right? Verse chapter 5, verse 13 to 15. This is God talking to the people. 6 days you shall labor, right? We all echoed this before, right? You heard this before. You rest on the seventh day. Okay, let's listen to the whole one and listen to what he said about work. About work, right? 6 days you shall labor. Wow. You don't even get a full weekend? You want me working 6 days? Imagine working 6 days now. 6 days is a lot, bro. That's a lot. If you have a physical job, 6 days a week is fucking sweatshop slavery. It says, 6 days you shall labor and do all of your work. But on the seventh day is the Sabbath to the Lord, your God. On it, you should, it says, on it you shall not do any work. You and your son and whatever, everybody. Oh, so what? You don't want us working on the seventh day. I mean, we work in 6 other days, so seventh day is like it's a flash. It's just going so fast. It's like you back at work like in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Heart blink. You know what I'm saying? Heartbeat. Okay. So it says, on it you should not work. All right. Yep. 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 It says you should not do no work on the seventh day, or your ox, or your donkey, or any of your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gates, that your male servant and your female servant. This is God telling the slave masters about their male servant and your female servant may rest as well as you on Sunday. This is an instruction manual to tell the slave masters, like, yo, you make sure they rest on Sunday because they need you popping 6 days coming straight after that. So of course, so what? You gave me like the seventh day to rest. So what? I thought it was a sovereign place, right? Okay. You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt. Who is he talking to, dude? Who is God talking to? You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt. He talking to black people. Go watch the video. God is racist. It says, you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out from there with a mighty hand. Man, bro, stop it. He's trying to say that you should remember that you used to be a slave in Egypt, but brought you into a whole harsher slavery from the Europeans and the Roman Catholic Church, which don't even fare up to the servants they had in Egypt, because it wasn't slaves in Egypt. There was indentured servants. Yeah, and a lot of those have gotten sacrificed for sure for the gods. Then the God turned on Egypt, said, screw you. Built up the Romans and have the Romans come in and take out Egypt while he eat popcorn, and it was just entertainment. Okay. And the Romans been ruling this shit ever since. The same Catholic church you see on the corner of your street is the same lineage that goes all the way back into the Roman Catholic Church. Okay. Proverbs is a quick little verse right here. Proverbs. Ooh, we got another New Testament slave work verse in the Bible. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4, it says, a slack hand causes poverty. A slack hand causes poverty. Let's look up the definition of slack just to make sure. Definition of slack. Held, not taut, or not taut or held tightly in position, meaning loose. Okay, slack. All right, that's what I thought it was. Trying to make sure to see if it wasn't meaning anything else. We all know what slack. A slack hand causes poverty, meaning that God is telling us, reminding us that don't be lazy because you will be in poverty. You're going to be in poverty anyway because that's what a slave is. It was just some little gas, give you some gas to feel good about being a slave. You know what I'm saying? All slaves are in poverty or 1 inch from it. Okay, let me move down. Now, I'm closing out of that one. I wasn't supposed to do that one. Definition of tall. So, um, I'm closing that down now. That was enough slavery verses about work in the Bible. Now this is God telling you you have to be a slave to work. And you know that you have a heart of gold and you are a good person. But people you work for are demonic. So if God is telling you to work and have people that's demonic over you, this is God telling you that these demonic entities are over you. Repeat that again. This is God telling you that the demonic slave masters are over you. What do that make God? I'm not an atheist at all. People get that confused, like, you atheist, whatever that means. I don't know, but bro, it ain't about that or this or whatever. It's about decoding the matrix because the, the religion, um, even if you're not black, you still in slavery, you still in bondage. You just having a little bit more consumption wiggle room. Still got to go to work. You just a slave on a higher bracket, but you're still a slave. After you pay off your house, your car note, I'm talking about to the white people that's making a little dough. Let's say 100,000 a year or 200,000 a year. You got to pay your house note. After you pay your house note, that costs so much money, and your car that costs so much money, and your wife's car that costs so much money, maybe a car for your kid or whatever, or college. You got the money, the same amount of money in your pocket as somebody who cashed their check at McDonald's after you pay all your bills. You ain't got nothing but a couple of hundred in your pocket. So you're depressed. You okay that you got everything paid and you're out the way with everything, but then you don't have no, you're not in the positive to where you can live life. You have to save it. You have to hold on to it because it's not enough to play and save money, and just enough to save money. So you're working hard, you're paying all your bills, and you just got enough to. If you're smart, you better save it. Just save it, and you have to save for like 2 months just to have maybe a couple of weeks of just some, whoo, yeah. I can have some little fun and still, I'm gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the reason why they have new cars every year. They keep you always chasing a new car, so you can always be chasing that and putting that chain on your own neck. You can be almost finished paying off on a nice luxury car, and you feel a sense of completion of you feel a sense of completing, a sense of I conquer, a sense that I am finishing a debt receipt. And next thing you know, you turn around, you see another car or truck that you like. That's the reason why they come out with cars every year, every 2 years. You keep chasing that new shit. It's gonna keep you in that slot to be a slave, a debt slave. You know, because if you just bought a car like the old folks did. They bought a house, they bought a car. They kept the same car and kept it up for like 20 years. They didn't have to buy a car every year. So they was able to save a lot of more money. Can I get some more likes? They was able to save a lot of money. It was more reasonable and more logical. They lived a lot better and smarter because they didn't buy a new car every fucking 3 years. They kept the same one, they kept it up, or changed. That boy rolled like it was new. After 20 years, it rolled like it was new. And they saved a lot of money. They built a lot of things. A lot of bank accounts and shit like that. That was the way to do it. That's why they call that period the American Dream. They knew it was only going to be for a period of time. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that. You can't do that anymore because people are refinancing their houses after they did maybe 10 or 15 or 20 years of paying off this house and cars and everything. They take out another fucking loan, or they buy another house, or they buy another car, and they redoing it all over again. And that's why they keep coming out with new stuff, because that new toy is going to lock you in to keep you locked in that slot of paying debt and being a slave. After you pay for your toys, because these are toys, you need a regular car that'll get you to A and B. You get anything better than that, it's a toy. Mustang, Charger, truck, you know that shit is toys. You know what I mean? So you chasing these high priced toys, and you are becoming a slave to that. So white people are slaves on higher levels. They need to get down with the program. That's why uh, the illusionary debt bubble, clear as day. The debt about the debt ceiling, man, I don't even know how the debt ceiling ain't crashed yet. It didn't crash behind closed doors a couple of times to where they did some fake shit and did some magic and kept the motherfucker going. We don't even realize the motherfucking shit crashed already. They just did some hocus pocus Federal Reserve magic shit and kept the fucking shit going. Dude, we in no man's land. That thing is about to bust wide open. It's gonna hit us like nothing that ever hit us before. We ain't seen nothing and dealt with nothing yet. Monopoly money. The money ain't worth shit. What is this? What is this shit right here? What is this? What is this? You can't even wipe your ass with this. You can't wipe your ass with this. When the dollar crash, what you gonna do with this? Everything is more valuable than this when the dollar crash. Toilet paper, when the dollar crashed, let's say the dollar didn't crash. Let's say it was a blackout. Let's say the dollar didn't crash and it was a blackout. Let's say it was a blackout for 2 weeks. No stores open and everything. Let's say everything got hit up and smashed up and taken already on the third day. So we in week 2, right? And you coming with this shit. They gonna be like, man, get the fuck out of my face. This will be more than that shit. A piece of food is more valuable than money. Anything is more valuable than money. Except money. When you are off grid or the electricity go down, money ain't worth shit. Now, if they used to have some gold that was like liquidly stripped into the old dollar bills to where it was worth a little something, right? It was they had gold on the money. Like they can put like you melt it, it'd be like a little gold. It's not much, but there's some gold in there to make it valuable, right? But this is a piece of paper. This ain't worth shit. I can't even wipe my ass with this. Like I say, toilet paper will be more valuable than this shit. It ain't worth shit. So how do good God, so-called good God, let the Federal Reserve of 1913 get all the way this far to 2023 with this fake ass dollar and telling you in the Bible you gotta work so you can live and telling you to obey slave masters. Then you got the Federal Reserve coming out. That means that he's tied into all this. This is God's plan. With Nas and all types of people make songs like Drake, God's plan and shit like that. You think Nas was talking about God's um, God's son? Thought he was talking about some holy shit. No, I mean God's plan. No, it ain't nothing holy about that. He's just really telling you the truth that everything that you see what's going on is God's plan. It's wicked. It's his plan. The money system, the Hunger Games, designing humans to be forced to consume. I know I got good teeth and lips and shit, but we don't need it on a planet where you are supposed to be consciously growing, spiritual growth, right? This planet is designed for you to be a slave. The God of this world is wicked. Man, it's hard. It is. When you are been going on for so long, thinking it's this way, it's hard to change perceptions. From a person that's it's hard for them. So they hold on to that bullshit because it's too much work to transform. They don't know how to do it. They don't know where they go from here. Because some people just so weak and they're so slaved out that they think they need him to survive, which he ain't even there helping them survive. You're doing it on your own. I mean, you're surviving as long as you go to work. You don't need God to survive. You just go to work and you survive. How simple is that? That's how the system they made to where you gotta work and eat and get the money and survive. Just work and survive. That's why wicked people do great because some people work and they survive. You think they're blessed, and people so blind. Oh, he's blessed. He's this. Well, it ain't. Some people don't do hard work. They just do the right work. The right work might be a ritual, or some things like that. That's considered good work. You get to eat. You have to be granted to work, and you have to be granted to live because when you go to an employer, you're begging them
to hire you. Sacrifice, that's right. You're begging the employer to hire you so you can live. Basically, you're asking your employer, you're begging your employer, can I get some more likes, please? You're begging your employer. I can't even get likes. I'm talking this real shit. You know what I'm saying? You're begging your employer to please give me a job so I can live and survive. It's people who have got kids at home that depend on their parents. And you got some joker at your job playing with you. They sacrifice all that. They're demonic, bro. They hide these things so you won't put it together that God is evil. When something bad happens, they always cover it up and shit. They don't want you seeing it. Because why do evil people cover the evil things in the world? Because if you saw all the evil shit in the world, you'll know for sure, like, it's something. You'll be questioning, like, God can't be good. He letting these people. If you go to a sacrifice party, you just go to one party. Any of that, if you have the opportunity to go, you better go. And you be a undercover reporter, and you will see how good God is. When you see these people sacrifice little kids by the thousands. It's in the Bible. I just read it out to where they was uh, human trafficking in the Bible. Human trafficking in the First Testament. Human trafficking in the First Testament. Rape in the First Testament. Of course, murder in the First Testament. Theft, you name it. It's all there. And it's saying that it's okay for the slave master to do this. Now you gotta be, throw my hand on the floor. You gotta be fucking retarded to tell me you read that Bible and you're still thinking and believing that it's good. All the people that said they read it didn't read shit. They ain't read it. They're faking it. They don't read the Bible. Let me tell you something. This is why they created churches. So they can read it to you and read what parts you needed to read because the other parts was for the slave masters. If you heard that part, them parts in the church, you would get up and walk out. They don't want it. They didn't want you. When they dropped the first published Bible video on my page, the first public Bible, don't you know? They suggested that you go to the church and worship it there. Read it there. Not read it there, but go when you want to know about the Bible, they encourage people to go to the church. Because when you read it, a regular person read it. So when they came out with this book, they automatically assume and made a decision for you. Like, we'll break it down and interpret it for you. We'll read it for you and explain it to you for you. That was a trick. That was a trick. They didn't want to give you the Bible and you go home and read it yourself. And it wasn't no churches ever invented. Oh, people would have caught on. No, you go to a church, you let one man teach thousands of people in that building what he think what this thing is saying, and he gonna stay away from. He gonna dance all around them verses that was for the slave masters instruction manual parts of verses of the book. They gonna stay away from those. They gonna say the other good stuff. It is some good sayings and things and some game in the Bible. It is. But when you got slavery, you got one slavery verse in there. To a logical man, you got to throw the whole book away. Save yourself some time. Just throw the whole thing away. If you see one slave verse in there. versus 100 things that was said good. You got to throw that book away. So they created this book and had people go to the church. And that's how they got us sunk in with this religion, because they had one person that was trained from the U.S. government. Don't you know when preachers become a preacher, they got to go to preacher school? Who teaches that? The government. The government got to stamp you before you can go in the church and preach. Now you can just go on up there and do it yourself, right? With no paperwork or nothing, right? How you gonna get funded? They made it so flashy for a church. You can open up a church. If you go get stamped by the U.S. government, they will give you money. And it was a lot of money. It's enough money to get a building, get you a nice car house, and get your church jumping. If you got stamped, if you was gonna preach what they wanted you to preach. You know what I'm saying? So it's influence for people to go get stamps and teach the same garbage. So people looked at this shit, didn't believe. This is some people that didn't believe in it, went to go preach it just to get paid and pimp out people. Now, you got God saying this in the book about work and the Hunger Games. He's telling you it's the Hunger Games in the Bible. He's telling you that if you don't work extremely hard, and he didn't say hard, he said extremely hard. If you don't work extremely hard, you're not going to eat. So basically he said, if you don't want to be a slave, if you want to go be a bum and spiritual growth, you're not going to eat on a planet that you are forced to consume. It will never read that. People will get up and be like, it would be like a awakening if he read them parts. People will start squirming in their seats like, what is you talking about? If he just start reading the shit I just read on my page, people will be standing up in awe. Because you know why? Because people are zombies. I told you this is a zombie apocalypse. People are zombies. How can you back this book with all this evidence in here and you still rock with this book? It's because you don't read. They don't read. They don't read. That's the only way. Because you can't tell me it's a hell of a drug. You not reading. These people blindly gave their brain to somebody else to go sit down and listen and interpret something from one person. They can do it themselves. But they will go to one person and get poisoned. Okay. All right. So God created the Hunger Games, and he created our design to be forced to consume, because like I told you, the fallen angel has remodified us into an animal, as in creepy things like him, creatures. He made creepy things. Why would he make creepy things? For what? I have power to zap shit. I won't be zapping no creepy things unless I was creepy. So he created this world that way. Don't get upset. Don't get depressed. You know, it's just have wishful thinking that you gonna get. Just have wishful thinking that you're gonna stay on your conscious um, growth, and that's all you can say. And you have fun on the way, or whatever fun you choose is what you do in your free time. But stay on your conscious growth, and conscious growth in this world is figuring out that the world is wicked. And that's for you to know and for your benefit. You don't get no pat on the back. You don't get no points. It's just for you to save yourself. You don't get no credit. None. You don't get no credit for this. You got to do it for yourself to be conscious so you can beat this place because it's out to get you. When you see bums on the street defeated, that's how the Matrix wants you. Defeated. Look in the bum's eyes, you're going to see where he's depressed, he's sad, confused, angry. He wants you that way. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Belena. Yeah, Belena. Um, that's how he wants you. That's where when people get off crack and get off of being homeless, they had to dig deep to get out that situation. They had to do it. You got to make the choice to do it. God ain't do none of that shit. He put this shit here so you can get caught up in that shit. You get out of it, you praise him, huh? Praise yourself. Thank yourself. Give yourself some credit like, wow, I really made the decision to stop smoking crack. And I remember I took one step, then I took another step. Then I took, you hear me saying, I took this step, I took that step. It is. I be having that. I don't have anger, but that road rage be. Oh man, I be road raging sometimes. I don't talk to them. I can. I have. I'm like, bitch, but I be in my own car, like, man, get the fuck out the way. What is you doing? Motherfucker just stop right in the street, like risking people's lives. Like that's when I just be. I hate traffic. I be man, cause I used to be a delivery driver, so we be like this. I don't want nobody in our way and shit. I don't do that shit no more, but I still drive like that. Like, man, I don't drive fast or crazy. It's reasonable. If it's a green light, motherfucker, why you still sitting there? You don't know what people got to do. So I'm like, yo, blowing my horn, like, what the fuck is you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? You can kill somebody out here with your stupid ass. Get your stupid ass off the street. That's when I be having anger. Other than that, it be temporary anger. That shit be gone as soon as I don't see the car no more. I ain't angry no more. But I be like, damn, what the fuck wrong with these motherfuckers, right? So this is juiced up. They motherfuckers juiced up. They were zombies before the juice up. Now they really zombies, bro. They really like they really zombies, bro. Like they juiced up. But look though, man, the more juiced up society gets, the more zombie it gets. Now you know they ain't read and figure out if people can't figure out that all religions are fake and God is evil, of course they can get caught up and take the juice. They can fall you can fall for anything. You fall for one thing, you can fall for all that shit, right? You can fall for anything. You believe that? All you have to do is open up the book. It's on the front page. If you really crack the front page and saw that shit, you ain't even cracked the front. You ain't look at the front page. That's how dumb these motherfuckers is. So I know you go line up and go get that. You stay away from me because I don't want no parts of that shit. You know what I'm saying? God is in on it. People be like, oh, he's so good. How he's allowing these motherfuckers to juice us? Nothing happened to these people, bro. Like, look at karma. Karma doesn't exist. They don't go through no karma. So what the fuck? Karma pick and chooses? I don't know. But it's sad how you gonna point out slavery in the Bible. You can point out slavery in the Bible. I just included the work part of slavery in the Bible, which is more slavery in the Bible. Because I did a video on slavery in the Bible. I was saying stuff like, it was saying stuff like, be good to your slave. It's okay to kill your slave, but wait 2 days before. It was some stupid shit. Like, dog, this is some Mickey Mouse ass shit y'all ain't picking up on. Long as he don't die, you can punish your slave and kill your slave long as he don't die. Some shit, man. Then I just connected the work part, how God thinks about work and you in your life. We working, Belena, you see how hard you work every day? Everybody in here, how you work every day? Isn't it a slap in the face to know that God is behind that? People used to look up to God like, please save me from this. He the one put you in that. So you can't pray. That's why prayer doesn't work, because you pray for something that he put you in. So how you gonna save you for something he put you? He put you in this situation. So how you gonna? He ain't gonna save you from a situation he wants you in. He put you in that situation. All you gotta do is ask, why you gotta work so hard? The kids are picking up on the shit. They're like, why we gotta work so damn hard? Dude? Old folks were so fucking stupid. This is why people don't respect elders. Cause you go back and cause y'all shit been recorded and documented. We can go back and look at how stupid y'all motherfuckers was, man. Cause ain't no way I can be a slave. You nigga kill me. Fuck, I'm gonna be a slave for. To you for. You don't get you ain't gonna kill all of us. You need slaves, right? So you could just they could have ran the game on that, man. But they was just so scared. They killed a couple of motherfuckers in front of them. They just all bowed down. Like it was so sad how the you know, AKA black folks was treated. No, God didn't save nothing. The obvious thing is he didn't stop slavery. So that's the kicker. He ain't stop slavery. What you think was whose side he's on? The slave masters pray and the slaves pray. Your prayers is not being answered. The slave masters are being prayers are being answered. That is so smart, Bella. See, Belena, because people be people know what's going on. You can feel it. They be like, I don't ever do this shit for too long, so I might have to think of something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not life. To be working some fucking job, somebody else can tell you you're fired in the middle of nowhere. You got kids. That's right. We have kids. We have a lot of entanglements and shit. We can't lose our job right now, but somebody else hold the power of that. And when you go to it never made sense. When I was a kid, I was like, why do you gotta work and love? I didn't understand it. I'm thinking it was enough money to do it, but then when I got older, I'm like, damn, motherfuckers ain't making no money, but they working all these hours and days. I'm like, this is some slavery shit. Early, I was a kid, and I figured that shit out. My dad used to come home like, God damn, motherfuckers. So I'll be like, damn, like, we ain't making no money. Like, what the fuck is we going to work for? We ain't making no money. He was going to work 5 days a week, and we was still starving. I didn't understand that shit. Like, what type of place is this? Like, this place is fucked up. But so we are, you know, in the Hunger Games because we compete and we are competing. So we are competing to be a better slave. Man, that 9 to 5 straight slavery. It really is, you know. And they have us competing on this job. How many times you went to a job and you seen some coon ass motherfucker snitching, lying on you or snitching on you so you can lose your job so he can keep his? How many times you see that? You see that on every fucking job. If you're a man, if you're a black man, you see it all the time. All the time. All the time. Because we the species that people don't hide their feelings for us. They tell us and show us how they really feel. And that shit be nasty shit. Female, they'll cover up some. It won't come as harsh. They blunt as hell to a black man. They tell you. They even might call you a nigga. Like they show the hate. They don't hide the hate when it's like we catch everything in a harsh way. Like we catch it, we eat it up. You know how much stress we got on us to and pressure to take care of kids and a family, and you got somebody on a job that's toying with you, with your job. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is what it is when your God created Hunger Games. He creates you with a mouth and a digestive system. You shit and eat just like a fucking animal on like out there. But the only thing is, animals look at us like y'all pay on a free planet. The animals looking at us like we're stupid as hell going to work, and they get to live free out there. We gotta pay. We gotta go to work on a free planet. The animals get to lay up. You think we think we smarter than animals, but them motherfuckers is way smarter than us. You know what I mean? We gotta work like a slave, like a motherfucker's zombie, just to live. Man, that office culture is so I can never. I worked in the office one time. I ain't last like 3 days. I had to get the fuck on. I can't sit in that same cubicle. I was doing some telemarketing shit at that. We sitting at a cubicle. You go there every day. You sitting in the cubicle. Bro. I can't do that shit, bro. You know. So this is God's fault, man. I'm sorry to break your heart. You know your slavery, your slavery heart, but He created us to force to consume and made short resources just so we can all fight and for over food. The animals living the life we supposed to live. Exactly. They out chilling like do 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 do. It's all evil. And people are fierce with their competition. They dirty. They gonna tell the boss you smoking weed, drink, you drunk on the job. They say anything. They come sabotage your work area, whatever. It's competitive. You know, everywhere I came on the job, I had shit because I'm highly intelligent. So I was always a threat to the supervisors because everywhere I go, they don't pick people who are skilled. They pick people who are spineless and gonna do everything they tell them to do. So when I get there, I look and see how shit is ran, and I'll be like, when I look at the manager, the supervisor, I'm like, he's a stupid motherfucker. So he looking at me like I'm a threat. Already, I'm like, y'all do this wrong, that wrong. It's more efficient if you do it this way. I'm smart as hell like that. These motherfuckers be looking at me like I'm a threat, so they be trying to fire me like quick, like I'm a threat. So we're forced to consume, you're forced to work, and you're forced to go to the supermarkets. Look how controlled that is. We used to go and hunt and get our food on our own. Now we have to work to go to the supermarket and buy the food that they create in their poisonous labs. So it's like a triangle. They own the hospitals. So when you work like a dog, you go to the Illuminati supermarket, you get sick, and you go to their hospital, they poison you even more. It's all a triangle. You ain't gonna tell me he ain't behind that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'll be laughing on the floor like, you fucking stupid. Because that's all you gotta do is open up the book and you can see that shit in plain fucking sight. Did I tell you? Um, if y'all didn't see the Dreamscape video, you better go see that video. Because we are living a ritual with the English language tied into that, with the sun and the moon, night and day, work, sleep. work, sleep. You're designed to work for 12 hours and be sleep for 12 hours. That's a slavery system. Yeah, man. They let me see what you had said right quick. Cause they ain't letting me see no comments on here. So where are we at? We right here. All right, let me pause it. Let me go down. No, I don't gotta pause it. I can just mute it. So I won't be hearing that double ass fucking echo shit. Yeah, you have to learn. You have to earn a living. That's slavery, bro. You have to earn a living. You have to earn to live. How you gotta earn to live? That's slave planet. That's God department, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, you have to be who you are. You're gonna get attacked. I got a targeted individual video coming up soon. Um, our people are people who are enlightened, consciously waking up and woke. You get attacked on the job because I told you this is a zombie apocalypse. So when you come with your light, conscious, when you have conscious, you have light. You don't go towards the light, you are the light. You don't bring a light, you are the light. You don't wear jewelry, you are the light. I go to places, I shine like a jewelry with no jewelry on because your mind is a diamond. Okay. Oh, you reincarnate. Oh, you reincarnate like a motherfucker. Trust me. Oh, you get attacked. They be all good like a week or two after the honeymoon over with. Man, they coming for you. They gonna gaslight you. They gonna come and try to belittle you, or they gonna try you. Short your check come up short to see how you gonna react. They play all types of games, man. Hours short on your check. It's, you know what I'm saying. But you reincarnated, bro. Trust me. You have to be reincarnated. Ain't that many people coming up in this world dying, and you just going through this bitch one time. No, it's the same people in the past. You are the same people that was in Egypt, the same people they are the same people that were in Rome, the same motherfuckers. You just get a new bodysuit, new mother, new parents, erase your memory, and you come back and do the same fucking shit over again because this is a slave planet, my nigga. For sure. That's why, let me tell you why you don't believe in reincarnation. Because they told you not to believe in it. Because if you believed in it, that you come down here so many times, you would take more risk to take their asses out because you can get another life. But if they teach you that you only live one life, that puts you back at bay. Like, I can't risk it because I only have one life to live. But you're gonna get another one real soon. You'll be like, motherfucker, I'm coming to get your ass. They got so much shit they using to keep us at bay with lies, indoctrination. People will rise up if they realize and we come down here all the time. You live more than one life and you can go to different places. Erase your memory. Exactly. Like just like that. Don't you know they have real devices that can do that shit? But you have to be at a low frequency to be, because you can do that to somebody with a higher conscience and they be stung for a minute, but they shake out that shit. It had to be somebody of a lower conscience. They have tools like that that can erase your memory. Straight up. I'm trying to tell you. They got so many devices, evil devices that was allowed to be used on you. We're just cattle. You know how you drive on the road and you see cattle on the side of the road? It'd be like a little ass fence they can just jump over and be free. But they walk up to the gate and they don't jump it because psychologically they think they're supposed to stay there. They think they free because they can roam around in that little fucking little space they got. We the same way. We in the city, we can move around the city. We think we're free, but we're not free. The city is capped off. Oh yeah, it's the Truman Show. Let them hear that you coming close to going to the next level of consciousness. They're gonna send somebody over there to you, like the Truman Show. Somebody you associate with. Hey girl, let's go to this party. Or let's try this, or let's go here. Try to lure you into some shit so you can just, you know, get off of that. Or it may send an interruption your way. You're in deep thought thinking somebody knock on the door. Boom, you ain't thinking about that no more. You thinking about who at the door. The dude, somebody outside in the car. Hey! You in deep thought though, right? It's to throw you off of your thought that you was having. That's the matrix. People don't think about the magical matrix system. Somebody like, hey, you in deep thought too, like hey, or somebody burn rubber. You like, that's the matrix. It's sad. That's in the God department. That's in the God department, bro. When you get distracted like that, in real time, they shift gears real quick. I'm glad you used a good word. Shift gears. They know how to call audibles. If you know about football, when you have a play set and you about to hike the ball and the quarterback sees something, they be like, audible. They change the whole play up in real time. They know how to do that shit like motherfucker. And that's the same thing as shift gears. They know how to shift gears. And can I get some more likes? The fuck? They know how to shift gears and they real good. They're magical and they musicians. They're musicians, man. If you know how to, if you how you could be sitting in the crowd and you be like, and you could be they're musicians. It's like they can fool everybody in the crowd. Then you got that one guy sitting there like ain't impressed. Yup. They peeping out, they seeing how he can do the tricks. And that's how they look at conscious people. If you can see their tricks, oh, we got one who can see. They live. We got one we can see. They gather around on you. They circle you in. That's why you have to be a rebel. You have to be a soldier. You got to get ready for war. You got to go work out. You got to get stronger. That when you work out, you build your spiritual muscle. When you work out, um, you got to get ready for war. You have to, and you know what I'm saying, because if you don't, you might get caught slipping. You want to be ready because we at the time where they about to do a shift to where it's about to be on some other type shit. So we have to be mentally prepared. Yeah, repaired too, prepared, but repaired was good. That was a good one. But for an off grid situation, you know what I mean? Everything is designed. How do we get? We're forced to consume, forced to work, forced to compete, for us to have a Hunger Games where everybody competing against each other to eat, even if you're family. Yeah, they do. It's good to be isolated away from them because they bringing your energy down. People in your family can be agents. Most likely they are. As long as you on a low vibration, you're good. But once you start going out there and the conscious, you building your conscious and everything like that, you move away from people like that and they despise you. Mm. Your family is zombies. Now, my family didn't get vaxxed. They're smart enough for, they're not that sleep. They're semi woke. That's what's up. That's what's up. Like, people don't, that's what's up. That's fucked up. They messed up the live though, man. That's crazy. But people don't I forgot what I was gonna say. That's the Matrix too. They distract you and shit. But let me read some comments. Yeah, man, that's sad. Yeah, that's sad when you trying to help. Like when you be having you be trying to have, yeah, you right about that. You be trying to help your family members because you love them and you grow consciously and you want to pull them along, but they have to come to that themselves. They're not gonna get pulled. You can't pull nobody into you to a higher consciousness. You can ask them and see what's up. It might can happen. It been miracles where a person be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna see where it goes." But 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be like the black guy that was in They Live when the white guy tried to put them glasses on him and he was fighting them to the fucking end, trying to not wear them glasses because he didn't want to see what he wanted to see. He had a sense he was telling the truth. He didn't want to wear the glasses because he didn't want to be woken. All right, the motherfuckers got put on, and he's like, "Fuck." That's what people scared of when they don't want to consciously grow. They don't want the responsibility. You want to stay dumb and fuck and get fucked until it start hurting. Then they start complaining. Well, you should have got woke. You know what I'm saying? So they'll fight you. You're not blood. You're not family by blood. You are family by spirit. How deep is that? Family are people too. Because this your family don't mean nothing. They're Can I get some more likes, please? Um, that's because they're your family, and I know you. We want to help and save everybody, but everybody will not be saved. You got it. This is your journey. You can tell people that you can tell anybody your journey if you want. You might can get a somebody that can follow you. I ain't talking about online. I'm talking about in the flesh, in the person. But nine times out of 10, it's not gonna work. But um, yeah, he was on some real shit when he did that movie. Yeah, when he played the movie, They Live. It was an independent movie that got some good funding, and it took off. It wasn't supposed to blow up. It blew up. Um, they found out it was just too. It was saying too much. They make mistakes like that all the time. It was saying too much. So he got blackballed for a long time off of that shit, right? And the other guy, Pied Piper, whatever his name is, Roddy, the Piper. He was a wrestler. Guess what happened to him? They killed him. They told him not to do that movie. He did it anyway, and they killed his ass. And the black guy got blackballed. The black guy started kissing feet, so they let him live. So now you want to recover from this shit that you did? Yeah, I do it. All right, well, yeah, Rod Piper. All right, go and take the shot and the jab and tell everybody it's safe. So you can be real and turn back fake, like he. You know what I mean? Because of why? What would be the motivating factor? Consumption. He went broke. He like, man, I can get a bag if I do this. I'm gonna do it. That's what preachers are for, to influence everybody off the cliff. Come on, jump off the cliff. All them preachers told everybody go get the death jab, and they did it. That's what preachers are for. They're gonna read the wrong verses for you in the Bible, and they're gonna tell you to do things that harm you and your kids. That's what they're for. You can read the Bible by yourself. You don't need no preacher. Why you gotta go to so you know it's a trick when you go into a church and reading from one man's perspective. That's from the government. So yeah, it's crazy. Every time I talk to my mama about this shit, she halfway woke, but she ain't nowhere near. She like a baby to me. She my mama, but spiritually she a baby. When I talk about shit like this, the Matrix, all that shit, she be like changing the subject. Or she'd say, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, he a sellout. That's what they do. You go do that, they live, and you go tell them to do that shit. Like, come on, man, stop it. Stop doing that shit. This is what happens when you are forced to consume. Okay, it's designed that way to have you in this position. Because if we didn't have mouths to eat, and it was a place where you can spiritually grow, it wouldn't be competition. The world would be a better place if it was a competition for limited resources on purpose. So out the gate, it was rigged when you was created with a mouth and a digestive system. How deep is that? Who gonna tell you that shit? She'll say, I don't want to hear that right now. I don't want to hear. Or she'll change the subject so damn quick. It'd be like wow. And you'd be like, oh, okay, she don't want to hear this shit. That's crazy. She turned on you. Crazy. And it hurts because you came from her. I noticed it hurted at one point. I see things that happen to me. I'll be like, man, that shit hurts you see your own family like blind like this. You know? But that's how I be. People we got 5 minutes to go. So, um, we got 5 minutes to go. So, nope, there's no one to talk to. Motherfuckers only can go so deep. There's some deep people out there. Believe it or not, it's more woke people than we think. Blue pill. It's just that the matrix keep them away from you, just like your twin flame. Straight up, it's more people than you think, but the matrix have a good way of keeping you separate. They keep them separated than your twin flame because they know you can really build a militia with another guy that what I'm saying, like thinks like you. Man, it's sad when your mom's like, wow, you did it. You did the ultimate sin. Sin don't exist, but yeah, it sounds good though. Like they did the ultimate sin. Like y'all did that shit, then act like you're the wrong one. You're the one wrong. Man, oh man, I can't believe it. And guess what? It's about to get cranked up all over again. So because guess what might happen? Guess. Just take a guess. According to my spiritual consciousness, I have a feeling that C20 is about to drop. You see C19, right? Just think about it. When C19 came out, it was huge, right? Then all of a sudden, you don't even talk about it no more. It's like it don't even exist. They don't say a peep about C19, right? Oh yeah, for sure. C19 is dead. It is dead because they're getting ready for C20 to come out. That's going to regenerate the same shit all over again. Not C19, if that come back or crank back up, we ain't worried about that. But if they come out with a whole new one and a whole new one that you need to take jabs for, that's going to line people up again and take more jabs. Every time they come out with a C, when every time they come out with a C, it can generate everything all over again like it's a rebirth. So C19 is gone. They say C19 is back. Everybody gonna be like, yeah, whatever. But they say C20. Well, oh shit, that's some new shit. Okay, and it's gonna be more harsher than the last one. So that's gonna get your attention all over again and generate this energy they need to generate all over again. And they're gonna ask you to go get these jabs all over again. By the time you know it, you're gonna have 20 jabs in you of stuff you don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? They don't even talk about it, but disrupted us like a motherfucker. I lost my house off the shit, off them shutdowns. I lost my shit off that shit. So it was a house grab. They grabbed a lot of houses off that shutdown shit. People lost their businesses and they lost their houses with this stupid ass shutdown shit, right? You can't work. You can't what? Can you pass a law and freeze the bills while we can't work? Open up, dude. They was letting people rob banks. They was so busy of going to a business that don't supposed to be open and shut that bitch back down. They was on that shit. Motherfuckers getting robbed left and right. But they got 20 cop cars at this motherfucking mechanic shop place telling this guy, you gotta close this bitch down. They was enforcing that shit like a motherfucker. They see you open, they come to shut that bitch down. What that tell you? Man, they gonna be eating. They at a buffet. I ain't seen no buffet like 9/11. That was the biggest buffet I ever seen, bro. Like so many man, they was eating like that was a Thanksgiving fucking meal on 9/11. What? Yeah, they killed a lot of people. Straight up, they murder us. Where's the karma? We are responsible for their karma. Cause God ain't gonna do it. He ain't been doing it. Well, where the karma at? We gotta be responsible. Make sure they get karma, or warn them of karma, or any of that. You waiting on God to do something, He ain't gonna do shit. That's the trick to keep you at bay, to do nothing but to be a fucking slave and get fucked up your ass. That's all. That's all. It's all game, psychology. Oh yeah, they killed the elderly like a motherfucker. When you get old, you better go on tap on out. Cause I'm gonna do a video when they hate the old. When you get old, go in a nursing home. See how they treat you. Go out in the public. See how they treat you. They be running you over because you walking so fucking slow or you're driving so slow. You know, like get the fuck out the way. I'm like that too on the road. Like, baby, you need to go park that motherfucker or something. But nursing home, I need beating up these like getting old is not nothing good to look forward to. Go look at my getting old video. That's a scam. I gotta go look at that. Getting old is a scam. It's a one of the rig factors of life. Wow. Who would think about that? Laughing at us. And how he got it designed and set up. It's designed and set up to where it lands on you being in fault because they telling you everything they doing. They put it in the Bible. They put it in movies. They do put it everywhere. You still don't get it. It's your fucking fault. Okay? We warned you and told you about this shit. You thought it was entertainment, but we was telling you. It's your fault. Who fault it is if your soul is gone? You can say any excuse you want, but at the end of the day, who gonna be affected by that? You. It's your fault then. It's a nice play. It's there's. Let me tell you why they. Nobody ain't gonna tell you this, but let me tell you why they do that. The universe do that. Um, the God here does that and have their entities and the people on his evil side to do this is to take guilt away from them. That's in case of a higher God coming to check about your world. They won't look so bad to where if another God, this is higher level shit right here. If another God peeped in on this shit, because it's different gods, as many gods. If another God peeped down on here and see this shit going on like this, he can get challenged. You know what I'm saying? And they can take his world from him. A world is a business. Think of it as a business of a building. And every building, a God live there and control. So you have an overseer God. This is some deep shit. That probably does nothing, but for sure you can't have a world and be a God and do whatever you want. It had to be set up in a way to where it's your fault, to where they won't be charged in Federation Court. Imagine God going to courts. Federation Court. The Orient Federation, which I need to do a video on. That's for my higher thinkers, higher level. I'd be thinking I'd be wasting my video if I throw that shit up here. Because this shit is some spooky shit to where um that's why they do this. They do it because you gotta remember these are low vibrational beings. They're fourth dimensional, so they have more power than us, which we are third dimensional. So they can look like a god to us because they can do a couple of magic tricks and make you think that they're God, but they're not. So they running this bitch. Somebody else could come and be like, yo, what the fuck is you doing here? Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Look, we telling them everything we doing. We showing them everything. We trying to help them out. They gonna lie. So we trying to help them out. We doing it this way, that way. We need energy, you know? We need the energy, but we still telling them what they we telling them what we're doing. Okay. So I'm gonna look in for a while, see what's going on. And yeah, they're pretty dumb. So all right, have fun. They going off somewhere else. That's why they tell you everything. Because God gotta listen to somebody, believe it or not. Because it's a universe. And the king and the queen of the not no queen, but the God of the universe checks in on all the worlds every now and then. Make sure it's running smoothly because the universe is a slave. The universe is slavery. And the universe consists of all third dimensional planets. That's the only slave dimension is the third dimension, and that is us. When you're in the physical, when you eat, forced to consume, and you eat. There's other places like Earth that does that. It's about 3 or 4 other planets. We are the first one, the prototype. It's other planets. They might not have music. They might have something we don't have, and we have something that they don't have. We got music. They probably don't have music. Just like the movie The Giver, for an example. When the kid find out the world before him had music, but he never heard music in his life because it was a part of the old world. Same thing. They have all types of 3D slave planets going on. And it had to be run correctly so the universe can go forward with this energy. So gods of particular worlds had to be following the Federation guidelines. Man, this is so fucking deep, man. But you have third dimension, you have fourth dimension, you have 5 dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension, eighth and ninth dimension. Anything over 5 dimension and up, they don't give a fuck what goes on in the third dimension. It's like your kid, it's like you're a god and you have a kid and you going and doing your thing. You come back and find out he created a world and he running. You doing so much other shit. You ain't giving a fuck about that shit he doing. That's how it is. So somebody check in, see what he doing. That's why they tell you what they're doing, so erase guilt from them and karma from them, even though karma don't exist, but karma from their superior, from his superior. You know, God is plural, is more than one, it's entity. They have to make sure that they're running this slave planet efficiently. Okay, they make mistakes all the time. He's not perfect. That's some motherfucking bullshit. But I'm gonna have to end it with that, man, because I gotta get up, man. And I hope you do that live tomorrow, Blue. I hope you don't do it tonight, man, because I ain't gonna be able to make it. I'm about to go to sleep right after I get off this live. I don't want to miss it. What is outside of the universe? You had to ask that when I'm about to get off, right? That's not an easy answer, man. What's outside of the universe is the multiverse. So it starts off like, damn, I have to draw that shit, man. Like a line and a circle. And you got a line and a circle. Then you got a line and a circle. Then you got a line and a circle. Then you got a line going all the way up here. And start another circle. And another circle. And another circle. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably the complete order amount of 3D slave planets going around like in a one damn circle. You got circles inside circles. Now everything that's inside that circle is the universe. Everything outside is the multiverse. The multiverse is connected with another planets and shit going on. That's later to be discussed. Dealing with this universe, talking about the multiverse is down the line because you can't. It's hard to understand the universe. You gotta understand the universe is more than one planet that's under bondage, and so how you gonna get? You know what I'm saying? It's going too far too fast. Yeah, Belena, we were till the fallen angel got here and changed everything around and made us and made we was sovereign, but it was a war. A war happened to where we got modified into these new body suits that we have, where we was forced to consume, made us more physical. We was like more transparent, like spiritual and physical, but more, but spiritual where you can see through you a little bit, kind of like in a way, and just a little bit. But you was, you know what I'm saying? You had a light glow, like you are the light. You were literally lit just a little bit, illuminated with a little physical there. You didn't need to eat. Okay. What is that when you talk to somebody without moving your mouth? That's how we communicate. They changed that shit, put a mouth on, made us forced to consume, made us and put us energy beings. They put us in these slave meat suits. This is a meat suit. You are when you look in the mirror, that's not you. That is the avatar you got to to transport through this physical realm. Telepathy. Yep, that's it right there. Now, how? Yes, it was like this. You gonna talk exactly. He saw all the powers we had. We was powerful before in the old system. When the new system came, the slavery system, um, they took pieces out of our DNA and dumbed us down. You're only using 5% of your brain capacity. You're not even using the other 95%. So what is the other 95% is creating your reality. Ah, yeah. Oh my God. It's like this. You have software in your head to be compatible with the world, and it's like you get a phone and already you ain't did nothing to the phone, but the motherfucker got it's using up 10 gigabytes of 2 gigabytes of fucking memory already. That's how he did us. What are those gigabytes is yet to be known. But you he came and saw us how powerful we was. He was like, oh no, this can't go on. Y'all too powerful. Y'all can do too much. That's not what I see fit here. Because you had to remember, some had happened to where now all gods need energy. If it's a love energy or a hate, a low end energy or a love, my bad. If it's a masculine energy or a feminine energy, when you laugh, smile, be happy, that's feminine energy. That's why when you go to the club and you a guy and you smile too much, a guy gonna think you're friendly and he might rob you. So yes, smiling and laughing is a feminine energy that we all need. Masculine energy when you're angry, when you're mad, right? For sure. Yeah, you been here. You come here a million times. Erase your memory. But I know we gonna make that shit work. Yeah, we were guys before this. See, I didn't want to say it in this live, but all right, blue pill. I'm just not seeing that. All right, bro, you gonna call it a night, man? That's what's up, bro. Thanks for coming by. We're gonna make it work. Um, tomorrow. I'm gonna join your live. Let's see if you can do it or whatever, and I'll jump on your live. You try it tomorrow. I'm gonna jump on your live. Ooh, the Lie of Egypt. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, but we're gonna talk about all that. But so yeah, this is like I say, um, don't get discouraged by this shit. This shit is meant to get you discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Don't feel sad. It's all about being in acceptance of what you already know. That's all you have to do, accept it. Like, well, it is what it is. This is life. I gotta accept it like it is. It's a bad place that was created to be bad. Then you start seeing your purpose. All right. You're against this place. That's your purpose, right? All right. You're against this place and you're trying to consciously grow and grow and grow. But I'm going to tell you about growth. Now, you're going to have to get rid of a lot of feelings because if you keep feelings inside of you, it can be used against you when you find out this shit is more fucked up than you think and you get heartache over the shit. You know what I mean? I want to talk about the moon more. I want to talk about the reptilian nature, connecting God with the reptilian nature of how we've been modified with the tongue. Reptilian, right? That's tongue. That's reptilian. Reptilian part in your brain. The fins on your hands look like reptilians. You know what I'm saying? So we've been modified. Like I said, I I teach and talk about things where you are the living proof. I talk about things that's right on you, things that's in you, on you, what you see every day. I can bring you the truth using the shirt off your own back. That's how I wanted to do it, so it would be undeniable. Where your link at about us being a slave? You are the link. Look at your life. Look at how much you slave. Like, how can you top that shit, right? You are the link. That's how I say my shit, to where it will be no denial. Like, dude, you are, you know what I'm saying, the proof that I speaks about. We are the proof, you know? So that's gonna be a wrap, man, because I gotta get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all coming by. Man, put some more likes up, man. And go add Blue Pill Productions channel, man. And show more love and support if you can, because I already understand, man. People like me, they don't want us to get support. They want us to go away and shut the fuck up. They get discouraged. I'm surprised they ain't thrown me a bag yet, because a bag is a good way to distract somebody and throw them off his path. But they probably know that I ain't gonna get thrown off of that shit. So if you get a bag, remember that might be a distraction to knock you off your square. Thank you, Belena. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow on Blue Pill. And I'll probably take a couple of days before I come on live though, but keep me make sure all the bells are hit so you can get notifications even though they be hiding the notifications, right? All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, and life is rigged, baby.